Hey there, ladies and gentlemen, it's Dicebag. And you know, sometimes if you want something done right, you gotta do it yourself. I know what you're thinking. Dicebag, what the heck is this? Domain? Never heard of that one. What is this crap? Well, this is something I've been working on for about a year. And of course my camera's all out of focus because I put things up in his face. Okay, there we go. So yeah, this is Domain. This is a game I've been working on that's in the spirit of Magic the Gathering, because that's one of my favorite games, and it's dying. You know, maybe a little dramatic, but that's the gist of it. So with Domain, the thing I wanted to do was basically to take the core of Magic and fix some of the issues I've been having with it. Now, the first thing you're going to notice, geez, Dicebag, the artwork sucks. You're right. These are my own crappy doodles mostly. They will not look like that in the final product, I can assure you. But the second thing you're going to notice, what's that on the back? What's that on the bottom of the card? You can't even read it. It's upside down. Yes, one of the problems with Magic is the no land hand problem. Or the all land hand problem. They're both problems, but, you know, they're kind of on the different opposite ends of the scale. Anyways, every card in Domain can function as a land. You just have to play it upside down. And this little trick, using the bottom of the card to handle the land function, that actually allows for a decent amount of complexity in these things, about equivalent to what you'd see in, say, the normal kind of dual land that they would print in Magic. So that being able to draw a hand and know that you don't absolutely have to mulligan to play a card, that's pretty nice in my experience. So that's a little advantage I have over Magic here. And also, let's see, a little something else I forgot. There's something else. If I can find it, there she is. You can see we also have colorless costs that we can do on here. So this card, which is black, when played as a resource, only produces colorless. So that's a little lever we can use to kind of tweak the power level of cards. So cards that are stronger to be played can actually have a weaker resource mode, meaning that the more of them you have in your deck, the harder it's going to be to play things. So you'll have to balance your ability to use the colors you have in your deck with the power of the cards you have in your deck. Now, next thing, you're going to look at this. What's that? It's a territory. It has power and toughness. That's right. Territories are basically the replacement for your life totals. There are no life totals in Domain, so what you'll do at the beginning of a game, take out my deck here. Once you shuffle it up, you know, draw your starting hand, what you're going to do is kind of like in games like Pokemon or Duel Masters, you're going to set aside 5 cards. These cards that are face down count as 0-2 territories, kind of like this guy, except they don't do anything. When you lose all your territories, you lose the game. Instead of attacking a player with your units or creatures, whatever you want to call them, you will attack the different territories, which your opponent will have to defend. Now, if your opponent plays more territories, you also have to kill those too. So that can get a little hairy. And that is why we need things with more than 2 power. Let's see if I can find something else. Oh, that's not going to be here. There we go. Here's a little interesting guy. He's a territory himself, but he's a 0-3. And when he's out in the field, the face-down territories, these guys, get +0, +1. So it makes them all harder to kill. So whenever you destroy one of these face-down territories, these go into the hand of the player who, you know, owns them, controls them, whatever. And it's kind of like the prize card mechanic in Pokemon. Well, actually, it's the reverse. But that's how winning and losing is determined, basically. By attacking territories. That's something I wanted to do with the flavor of the game, is to get away from like the one-on-one duel flavor of the game and to move to kind of a more wider, like, Civilization style strategy game feel. So you're not gonna be summoning creatures so much as building armies. And this territory system is something I came up with to really drive home that feel, because let's face it, if you have a life total, that just doesn't give the right feeling, does it? I can tell you, I tried it that way for a long time. Didn't work. But next thing, here you're gonna look at this. That's an artifact. Not only is that an artifact, that's a quick artifact. And it has, what, subtypes? Yeah, everything has subtypes. Look at that. A forest. This lets me reference them in the game mechanics. So, like, have you ever been building decks in Magic and you're like, oh, gee, I should build like a pyromancy deck or something? Oh, then you realize that there's really no difference between building the pyromancy deck and building like a lightning deck. It's all the same thing. Well, you know, there's no mechanical advantage. There's nothing to, like, what's the word I'm looking for? I don't know what the word I'm looking for is, but here's the thing. We have damage types here. Fire. We also got many others. The thing is, we can use those to play off them. You know how we have tribal cards in Magic? Yeah, you can have the same thing for, like, fire cards here. Let's look at another guy, another fire thing. There we go. Furnace Spirit. This guy has a water weakness, which is basically like reverse death touch. It means that if he ever takes damage from something with the water subtype, he dies immediately. Let me find something like that. I'm looking in the wrong pile here. Yeah, there we go. Swamp Menace. Hey, look at that. He has water. He only does 1 power. Oh, but even though he's 4/3, this guy can kill this guy. So that's a little way that I've used that mechanic right at the beginning to play off these extra subtypes and all that. In future sets, there should be more to come, but space is so constrained in this one that I can't do a whole lot with it yet. In the future, there will absolutely be more that works off of that. I mean, like, you could do, you know, tribal fire elementals or something, and it'd be like specifically fire. You could get fire spells that deal like extra damage. And of course, there's plenty of it. Look, there's an ice one. This one doesn't deal damage, but, you know, is a thing. There's another one. So there we have it. That's really all I can say right now. I'll have to do some other videos later to kind of go through the whole process of playing the game. It's very similar to Magic, but, you know, there's some things that are changed with the... Oh, something else I forgot. I mentioned the quick thing, but I didn't talk about it. Yeah, that's another way we're going to streamline things with this. No more flash and instance. Everything's just going to be quick. You know, you got this quick. You got quick spells as opposed to instants and sorceries. They're just spells and quick spells. We also got, let's see. Here we go. Basic units. Yeah, you look. I didn't waste any space with extra superfluous text boxes. And basic units is basically just like basic lands. You can put as many of them in your deck as you want. We're gonna probably expand on that to spells and other things later on, but right now it's just units. And also, this is not a trading card game. Let's get that out of the way right now. It's going to be a kind of like a living card game where there are... It's not randomized. You're not buying random boosters or anything. So that's a little thing that lets us handle things a bit differently. Basic units are pretty much going to be... They're going to fill the niche of tokens in Magic. So since we don't have to worry about the players not having the card, we can basically just reference the card right on the other cards. We don't have to say, put a 1/1 blue Drake token with flying into play. We can just say like, you know, put a Dwarven Spearman into play. And, you know, they know what to do. So, a little more streamlining with that. And, yeah, I think now I'm done. I think I've finally said my whole spiel. But, yeah, I'm also going to do some other videos showing, like, the process of playing. Just kind of like, you know, how to do solitaire videos, maybe. And we'll show the... Do I have... I think I put down six territories here. Yeah, whatever. Yeah, I'll do a how to play video, and I'll go through kind of the mechanics that are different, and the terminology, and all that fun stuff. I'm glad to just get this one out here, because this has been holding me back for a while. I feel like I need to have this game on my channel right now so I can really put my criticisms and everything else into context and promote this game. So thanks for watching. Tell me what you think about Domain. I'd like to hear feedback. And so leave your comments, leave likes, leave dislikes, whatever. I don't care. Subscribe, and I'll see you later. And thanks for watching. Jeez, I forgot about this. I had all my my playtest and prototype cards set up at the beginning, where they were all just spread out like randomly, and I was gonna swish them off the table, and I did that the first try on the video, and it was a terrible explanation of the video, and I cut it off, and yeah, I just left it all on the floor. I didn't want to do all that again. But I just like looking at them. This is all the different versions I've gone through. And we got Armor Crabs there. Alright, so bye for real this time.